going. We started here today. And you know that right. You know that's right. You know that's right. Yeah. You know that's right. Yeah. You know that's right. Yeah. You know that's right. You know that's right. Yeah. You know that's right. You know that's right. Yeah. There's nothing left to say. Jay ready? You gotta get ready. I know I'm ready. Y'all ready? Jay ready? You gotta get ready. I'm ready. Y'all ready?
I know where I'm going. Hey, I'm going home.
I live my life, they live vicarious. Always go high when they try to bury us. I'm not a vibe, I'm an experience. Feel me? Things on my mind, I guess I share it. I think it's time to become a parent. I don't got mine, and plus I've been scared that having a child is going to interfere with all of the goals I have for career. When I get my own, I gotta be there. Can't be like Joe and go disappear. Missed out. It hurt the most when you really do care. I know that apathy cover the fear. Can't run away from the pain that won't heal. The only way you could get through is to feel. Got one more year and I'm out of the deal. Might go independent and do it like Dale. Bet on myself, I don't think I can fail. Cause I'm on the wave when I sip it gon' sell. Ain't too many people out here that's free. If I could be anyone, I'd be me. I don't waste time hating on nobody. I'm too busy working on me. I won't tell the truth about you just as long as you don't try to lie on me. Don't stress on it, just breathe. Yeah. Don't stress on it, just.
Man, let's freaking go. Good morning, everybody. When the doubt strikes the hardest, it's when I personally love showing out and really letting people know what's up. And this is Trade Talk, our flagship episode, one of the best spaces that you will ever hear on Crypto X. And we're not just saying that because I'm hosting it. I am saying that because of this show, it has really leveled up many of us to understand the charts, to understand crypto and Web3, to understand world financial news and how do they relate and pertain to the markets and their shifts. How does policy affect us? We talk about it all, man. And there is really very select groups of individuals that give you this type of coverage. So I really want to thank you guys for swinging through. We're going to get into the market analysis today. I'm super freaking pumped, even though I'm having a terrible weekend only because of one event, and I'm making it up little by little, baby. We stay cooking. We printed yesterday, and we show up every single day. For those that don't or can't, you probably should go about doing so as we stay catching play after play, baby. Shout out to Deeper and Umi going on a run. But shout out to all the homies just showing up constantly, consistently, every single day. And shout out to the Clutch Foundation looking super official, baby. It's verified and it's verifiable. We just switched to a little PFP, so watch for the badges, to update. But we just changed a little bit of the color on there. Andrew, what do you think of that clutch orange, dog?
I like it for real. It hits, and it's a good contrast, in my opinion. No, I'm not an art guy, but I look at it and it looks cool.
It's a cool, man. But yeah, how you doing, bro? How's your weekend? What's going on? What's popping, bro? What do we got to look forward to today?
Man, I just like there's always something to look forward to in Web3, just like life, right? There's always something new cooking up. It's just up to you to get in the kitchen, and that's what we're gonna do all week. That's what we've been doing all weekend is prepping. We started this morning off with our RWA Power Hour. powered by Creecoin. Then we had the homie Hash hosting Elevation for the past 2 hours. Now we got Trade Talk going on, guys. And you know what? I love all the episodes we do, all the episodes the homies do. But like Coach said, man, Trade Talk is my favorite just because we dial in to making money, getting alpha, and just staying ahead of the curve on everything. So, guys, do me a favor. Make sure you follow me, Clutch, and the Clutch Foundation so you guys don't miss this because we do this every single day. And also repost the space so we can get some people in here. Tag a friend in the comments. If you don't got any friends, just say what's up. You never know if they're going to bump us up the algorithm, cause someone to see us. They come in here, learn something. They go out and find the next big time runner. We all make $1 million off it. So let's get some people in here, provide some value for this Trade Talk episode. We got a banger plan. Always got a banger plan for Trade Talk, baby. But I got some good topics. I'll throw them out here in a second. We'll throw it around. Sorry, I said my blunt real quick. We'll throw it around, say what's up to everybody, and we'll hear a word from our sponsors. But let me throw out the topics, and we'll hear from our sponsors. So my check-in question for everybody, it caught my attention that Algorand is giving away some free money. They've got a bunch of Algorand set aside for users to go use the dApps on their blockchain. They made it kind of a quest, right? You make your way through the quest and you earn tokens. I think it's interesting, right? Like I like Algorand, but I don't really do anything on the blockchain because there's no activity. So I'm wondering, what do you guys think? Do you guys think other struggling blockchains should try to do something like this to get people involved with what they got cooking? Want to talk about that a bit. The next topic I got is Bitmine. They now hold 2% of Ethereum, and they're aiming for 5%. How do you guys think this is going to impact Ethereum? Got to talk about Bitcoin a little bit today. In Q4, Bitcoin traditionally jumps about 85% on average. What do you guys think? Are we going to see it stick to the trend this year? And then the last little topic we got is a whale just withdrew 122 million in hype. You guys think it's about to rotate the Aster or what's going on here? And finally, who should we let show today? If there's a project, a community, somebody we need to hear from, tag them in the comments so we can get in and get some alpha. But let me throw out a quick word from our sponsors. Then we'll throw it around, say what's up to everybody. Because our sponsors, Rainbet Casino. It's our decentralized casino of choice. It's where we like to play some blackjack, pull that digital slot machine, and do some sports betting with the homies. So guys, get over there and create an account, man. Whenever we win, we send out some soul to somebody in the space, and we've been crushing it on the sports bets. We might have lost a little bit last weekend, but the overall record is all you had to show up and put the bet slips in, and you're making some money with this. So guys, get over there, create an account. When you're there, check out the 20K weekly raffle. Every $500 wager gets you one free entry. We get a bunch every week, and when we finally win it, we're gonna split it amongst everybody in the space who created an account. So get over there, create an account, drop your username in the comments so we know who to cut in, and let's run it up, baby. But man, let's get to some of these topics, man. Let's check in. Let's get on the charts, all that good stuff. Clutch is gonna look at the charts in a few. He'll let us know what he's seeing. He'll call a trade for the show. He'll call a direction, and we'll find some profits. But let's check in with Hash this morning first. Hash, how you doing, homie? Fresh off your episode right here. How's it going, bro? And what do you think about Algorand setting up this quest for people to get active on the chain and earn some tokens? Do you think other blockchains should do similar?
Yo, GM fam, GM, everybody on stage. Make sure y'all like and retweet the space. Drop a comment in the purple pill to these topics today and let us know your opinions. Bro, I think Algorand, so you're right. There's not a lot of transactions happening on Algorand, but Algorand hasn't been slacking, bro. Like they've been educating the masses, holding free hacker houses, holding free how to code events, like just teaching people how to interact with blockchains, how to build on chain and all kinds of stuff. Not something they might not be doing things that generate volume on their chain, but they are definitely building infrastructure. So I'm excited for them to announce something like this because that they did all the back end first. Now they're coming to the public. I think that they did it in a way that's gonna have their holders and supporters super happy in the near future.
Yeah, man, you made a great point there. And I'm hesitant to call Algorand a struggling blockchain because they're really not struggling. They got some really cool stuff actually being used with their blockchain. It's just they, like you said, they don't have the on-chain activity. They don't have the transactions. So yeah, man, it is exciting to see what could come of this if they really get some people there using it.
Heck yeah, yeah, yeah. If people start, remember that they're over there. Uh, like myself, I was a. That's how I came into crypto was messing with Algorand chain personally. So it's nice to see that here we are all these years later, and they're finally rolling out with something that's gonna get the masses' attention, not just people on the back end.
No, for sure. And people like free stuff. And if they get there and the dApps are good, they're probably going to continue using them and being active in the ecosystem. So I can see it being a win. Hermes, how you doing this morning, homie? What do you think about this? You think some other blockchains should go the route of, rewarding people to get on there and use their dApps? Hermes is engagement farming. They don't even allow dApps, I think, in the country Hermes in. He can't even use Twitter. They don't even allow apps over there. He just got to get here on his flip phone. He can listen in. That's about it. But let's throw it over to EAC. I think they allow dApps in Canada. What's good, man? How you doing? And what do you think about Algorand creating this quest for people to get active on chain? Would you like to see Polygon do something like that?
Bro, like I don't know much about that blockchain, but like I just know my experience with Coinbase was like they did this kind of they had like quests, and you got like basically you did it and you get free crypto. You just run through the steps, do a little quiz. And so when I first got into crypto, yeah, I was running through those quizzes, getting that free money, swapping it immediately out and putting it into Bitcoin. And so like it got me active. It got me learning about a lot of other chains too. Like I had to, you have to retain a little bit of the knowledge to pass the quest. So I think it was worth it for the companies to, pay that little bit of crypto out to get people knowledgeable. So yeah, I'm bullish on anyone that kind of does that, gives away that free money, gets people knowledgeable on their blockchain.
You think Polygon should do something similar?
I 100% think that yeah, Polygon needs to do stuff. They're running spaces, but yeah, like I mean, I think a lot of us would easily jump over, do some quests on Polygon if they're giving away like that free money.
Yeah, they're one that I think should really take advantage if this works out for Algorand, right? I like to think that the Polygon is watching, and if it goes well, that they're gonna jump on the train.
For sure. And I would like happily push that and be in here telling all you guys to jump over, get some free Polygon.
Damn right. I go wherever the free money is at. I'm an advocate of taking free money. That's why I push Coin Poker, guys. You use the link in my bio, and they got 150% deposit bonus. You put in 1,000, they put 2,500 in. But yeah, we're gonna keep talking about these blockchains. So Hermit, man, what do you think about this? Algorand, they're running these little quests for interacting with their dApps, and you can earn some Algorand doing it. Do you think other blockchains should follow suit?
Good morning, everybody. Before I answer that question, I'm just going to drop some real quick X alpha. I'm not going to say this is 100% confirmed, but if you're on an X space and you want to become a speaker, request, if you're on your phone, this is only if you're on your phone, request to become a speaker. Do not, and I repeat, do not leave the X app to go do something else while you're waiting, because you'll get accepted and then you won't be able to speak or talk or hear or anything else like that. Just an FYI for everybody. I've been doing my own test type stuff. Be the case that if I request to become a speaker and leave the app to go look at something else, and then I get requested, I can't hear squat. And then, it's like I'm engagement farming. But then if I'm on it and then get accepted, everything seems to work out. So just an FYI for everybody. Try it out yourselves, and you can report back at some point. Yes, it's always good. Like Hash said, if I'm not mistaken. So it's one of those bands there. And if they're going to give you free money to interact with it, like, why not take advantage? And again, I, for example, am stuck most of the time in this Solana ecosystem. And so you don't hear about the other blockchains. And with the impending bear coming up, whether you like it or not, or think it's not coming or whatever, there's other blockchains out there. And guess what? Those blockchains need people to shout them from the rooftop, shout them from the mountaintop, shout them from inside caves, you know. And if you're stuck in Solana and it seems saturated, or Ethereum and it seems saturated, or Bitcoin it seems saturated, check out some of these other smaller chains and you know look at the projects, see if there's anything you guys can go make your own money doing space for or whatever. Don't have to be just stuck on one blockchain. But yes, it's good. And should other chains do it? Probably.
A lot of great points there, though, man. I think what I really took away was that, like, if you're you know, I'm not even saying you're a maxi, but if you're only just playing on Solana or whatever blockchain, just because that's where you're at and where the action is, stuff like this is a great chance to go get involved in other blockchains and take the little bits of free money you got and see how you can multiply it there.
So the alpha is the badges switched and they look different now. What do we think? Do we like the other one or do we like this one better?
I'm fine with whatever. Like, it looks pretty. I mean, it looks pretty dope with the orange background, I will say. So my badge still shows up the same as the old one. Hasn't made the switch yet.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I as I was then. It'll update for you guys soon.
Let's keep checking in. I want to throw it over to Vala. I've seen them listen in on our space a little bit, and I was browsing their page, looking at what they got. Looks like it could be kind of cool. But Vala, what do you think about all this, man? Or I don't know your man, but whoever's buying the account, what do you think about this, Vala? Do you think it's cool that they're doing this, Algorand? Do you think some other blockchains should try it?
Hey there, Andrew. Hey there, Trade Talk. Yeah, it's cool. But I'm not gonna lie, here in Vala, we're mainly focused on Solana right now because we're launching tomorrow our app, and I don't want to be shilling too much about it, but definitely be looking into what's coming.
Your voice sounds familiar.
It's good to know Hermes is safe.
Wait, that's Hermes? No, that's not Hermes. That sounds like Hermes, but he's more masculine. There's
It's
no
like if
chance.
Hermes and Hermit had a baby.
Right. Like if Hermes actually found the man to finally be comfortable with and really leveled him up. That sounds like man Hermes. Wow. I've never been this impressed with him.
Impressive. All right.
I'm impressed for the way you used impressive.
I was gonna move Hermes down to move Fitty up, but he bounced out on it. Oh, there's Fitty. Oh, there he is. He's co-hosting.
Bro, he just jumped up right next to me. I got this new feature on X. You can choose to co-host if you want to now. You don't even have to be invited.
That's true. He was able to remove the Clutch Foundation with the click of a button. Matter of fact,
I didn't like the badge. I'm like, fuck this badge. I'm just gonna go up there and co-host.
Hey, you better follow the page back, dude. That's the requirement to go.
Bro, I can't keep up with who I gotta do and what I gotta do and like who's this and what's that. Like, you know.
Well, that's why I make it easy for you. I text you, but yeah, you're all over the place. You're lucky this was the weekend. We actually do got to link up here after the space today.
Bro, I had so much going on this weekend. It is crazy.
How was the weekend? What'd you do?
I met with one of the guys from the space. Like he's out in LA for a few days, and that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Watched a lot of sports. Lost my Giants bet. Just because fucking Taylor Swift probably didn't show up to the game.
Usually when she shows up, the other team hates her more, so they play good.
Yeah. They actually had a good second half, but I watched that Charlie Kirk thing yesterday all day. That was so touching.
Yeah, I caught bits and pieces of it, man. But I
You know,
Dude, it'll actually. You should go watch Erica's speech. It'll actually help you be a better friend to me.
wow, that's powerful.
Yeah.
But I'm allergic to being a good friend. So like, how do we work this?
Well, she said, you know, Charlie was a good husband. Every day he would ask me, like, what can I do? How can I serve you? I feel like you can learn from that. And you can call me every day, like, how can I serve you today?
All right, hold on. I wrote that down. Now, let me sign it.
Massimo's already doing it. Rothmus texts me at 8 a.m. He's like, how can I serve you, sir? What can I retweet for you today?
Man, Rothmus is such a legend. You know, he got caught cheating on bowling, you know, when he bought that extra
No, he
40
didn't.
points.
No, he didn't.
No,
No, he didn't.
we caught him. But Rothmus does make up for it. I just don't really want Rothmus, you know, taking down the bowling league every year, bro. Like, at what point are we gonna stand up for ourselves? He's won 11 years in a row, Fitty. Like, we need to stop him.
Well, you should see what he's doing in badminton. He's destroying my team. He's probably one of the best badminton players I've ever seen.
I'm sick and tired of just how talented that guy is, dude. Rothmus just whatever he wants, he just does freaking perfectly too.
I mean,
Maybe you guys should level up your game
I
instead
mean,
of being jealous. Just get better.
I
we're
hear
not
he's good at
jealous.
cricket too.
Hold on,
We're not.
hating is how America's favorite pastime really became a deal. Okay,
Elon said. I mean,
Oh,
Donald Trump said that. I hate. He's hating is good.
it's okay, man. Rothmus is cool and all, but look at fight with memes down there. Yeah, what a legend, dude. That's the homie, bro. That's how the.
Did you
I'm not
guys?
saying you can't hate somebody. Just use your hate to get better.
Did you
The
guys
hate's strong
notice?
in this one.
So listen, no, normally I don't post bets or anything to the nest until I'm allowed to. But there was something that happened yesterday at the service that I really feel like I could share with you guys. I have this new technology where I could see where people are saying. So Elon walked up to Trump, and everybody was so curious. What did he say to him? Like, what did they talk about? So I used my super duper grok, and I was able to actually use the words and videotape what he said. I just posted it to the nest.
Why can't we be friends? Why can't
Did you watch?
we be
Did you watch
friends?
it,
Yeah, dude, I'm over here singing "Kumbaya" right along with them. Please make.
dude? Yeah, isn't that crazy that I was able to actually figure out what all these guys could not figure out what they're saying to each other. I figured it out.
Well, that technology is adapt, and we're launching it. So, guys, get ready. We can tell what you're saying even from a nautical mile away.
We can tell what you're saying through the X app, but even if you're on mute, we actually know what's up. We gotta finish checking in,
Hold on,
Fitty, man. What do you think about?
There's one important factor. I just used nautical mile, and I'm a Mexican. Spanish was my first language. Were you not impressed with the precision and accuracy of the way I delivered that? We're just gonna bypass that. Now I need a cookie because I can barely speak English.
I don't really know what a nautical mile is. Is that how they measure white neighborhoods or something?
I think that's how
Pretty
Hermit
much.
measures his footsteps, you know, because he's so big.
It's how they measure miles.
I
on
heard
the ocean.
cookies, and that
I don't live in a neighborhood, a rich neighborhood like Clutch. He says he's Mexican, but he looks pretty white to me, and lives in a.
I don't believe the Mexican part, to be honest with you. I think he's
Every
messing with
time
us. I
I
think you think
fart, it smells like pico de gallo. How are you not gonna believe the real Mexican in me when it comes out of me nonstop?
I figured your farts would smell like spicy queso, with chorizo and all that.
I've heard him talk about Tucson, bro. He is definitely Mexican.
Hey, well, first of
really.
all, our private conversations are just what those are. Private, Timbo. If you're wondering why don't you have a badge yet, you know, maybe, just maybe that's a good reason why.
All right, we got to get back
I'll
on
accept
track.
it.
It's
Be-
trade talk. It's trade talk. I'm
Be-
using the
before
power
we-
invested in me
be-
by Elon to use the bamboo.
Wait, before we get back on track, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I did another recording. Elon was sitting by himself. I felt very bad for him sitting by himself, so I decided to zoom in with my super duper grok and find out what he said. And I'm going to post that, and then I'm going to shut up. You guys can see it because I think the world deserves to know.
You're such an idiot sometimes.
Hey, Fiddy, though, before you shut up, man, what do you think about Algorand doing this little quest for people to go interact in their dApps and earn some Algorand? You think some other blockchains should try it?
I mean, we've all played hide and go seek, dude. Now we're doing it in crypto.
But we're earning crypto for it. I used to play as a kid, and I didn't get
I
any.
know, but I have to. It's more to do stuff. If it's worth it, sure. If we're gonna go there and get like a freaking $1.50, and then the market tanks like $1 million in 30 minutes, and it turns into 12 cents, I don't know. I'm still on the fence.
Well, it's probably going to be closer to $1.50 than $150. I can guess that much.
I mean, I'd rather you just give you $1.50 and just hang out with me.
Deal. I'll post my Solana wallet up top.
Let's do it.
Everybody can send me $1.50 today just to be here hanging out. We can start doing this daily, and I think it'd be good for all of us.
A Ukrainian and a black Asian walk into a bar.
Isn't that called Blasian?
Well, see, Andrew, you have to identify as some kind of black. He does not identify as a black man no more. I know it's real funny when he gets pulled over and the cop's like, "You're not black," and he's like, "No, I'm freaking Asian," and I'm sitting there giggling, bro. We almost got beat up, but then they ended up looking at his wallet, and he had an 8 written down on a piece of paper, cut, and it was folded in half, and it was in his wallet. So that's actually when the police officer was like, "Yo, this MF really is Asian." So thank you, Andrew, for always keeping up with the culture.
Financial prosperity. I get the financial prosperity from my Asian friends, my Jewish friends. I'm just a melting pot of everything. I might identify as something else next week. You never know, right?
Don't say
I
Jewish
identify.
friends around my German friend. Gold Rush, you see, we have to protect him from himself. Okay. So I don't want to flood the project because we all know the project is amazing, ran by an actual police officer. He's just the intern, but he has like a real powerful stance on just hunting and attacking any open and available position.
Well, it's in German culture actually to just rape and pillage and take. So I'm curious how Gold Rush feels about actually having to go complete some quests to earn. Not take, earn. That might be. I don't know if there's a word in the German language for earn. But Gold Rush.
Michael can probably define the word earn for us. He's up here. I don't know if that's a coincidence.
Wow, what are the odds? I know Michael knows how to get out there and earn. I'm sure he's got some good takes. But we got let's go to gold first though. I want to hear the German take. How do you guys feel about having to do some quests? And not quests where you rape and pillage, but you earn some crypto.
Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning. Hope you had a nice start into the week. I don't know if giving out free money is the solution if you already have a not too good working blockchain that's not having much traffic. I more feel people will just use it to get their $3 and then fucking dump it. I think it's a solution for getting more attention on something that is working out good, but it's maybe for some reason that there's not too much activity on this chain.
Yeah, I mean, you make a good point, and I guess it kind of iterates further what Fiddy said. Is free money really the solution if it's only a couple bucks? Just because I'm gonna be real, when all my friends from that were normies getting the crypto, like, oh, you gotta jump on Coinbase and do these videos and earn some crypto, and they're like, I earned like $2 for free. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go out there and do some research on the project that's gonna probably pump 100x, in this time. So I think the downside of it is you're and like, dude, I'll probably go do this just to go check it out and see if it's worthwhile, because I don't know what you're gonna get, but my guess is you're only getting like $1.50. But I do just want to.
Here's the better question for you. What would you rather do? Get $1.50 from this chain or verify that Bridget McCron is a woman?
I mean, do I have to personally verify, or is there like
if
somebody?
she would send you a picture of her nana.
No, no pictures, physical.
Okay.
You have to verify.
Okay, I mean, I think think about it. That you could sell that information to Candace Owens for like $3, so you would 2x your money immediately.
I think I'd rather just make it on chain.
All right, you can keep it on chain. You could pull her chain.
that's kind of the problem here. You know, I don't want that responsibility.
Well, listen, somebody's got to do it.
Oh man.
There are a lot better men in the world than me for that job. But
you know what the worst part is? When I said that, everybody's visualizing stuff right now, and I want you guys to stop. I can feel it.
Oh man. I think we all know what's underneath that skirt, you pink ape.
I mean, listen, don't judge. French people have the best croissants.
Croissant.
Michael goes to Europe every year. I bet he knows if it's a guy or girl. He probably checked the liquidity pools.
Michael, were you able to download the metadata and were able to decipher, the hidden backdoor code?
And this is the best space on CryptoX, folks, just so you know.
I look, listen, what do you want me to tell you? You want me to just play the Titanic song and say I told you so? I mean, we could just get to that. That's fine.
No, I
Please.
want to finish checking in. We got an order of operations. We got people to talk to. They got insights that they might have the $1 million take on how we can take this $1.50 on Algorand and flip it to $1 billion.
My insurance company just DM'd me. We are not allowed to say 50. It is 50. Thank you.
Exactly. By the way, did you guys hear that Aiden Ross was signed to Rainbet?
I did. That's huge.
That was huge. $50 million deal.
Dude, that makes us all. Dude, I've been telling y'all about Rainbet, so I'm glad I freaking cooked up that circle for all of y'all. But just understand the reason why I took the Rainbet deal instead of the Gamdon deal was who was backing them. Rainbet is backed by some serious freaking players with some serious freaking money, unlike all the other casinos that require you to lose a lot for them to make a lot. This casino is back. They're working on some dope stuff. And there's a lot of like secret side businesses that they're doing as well that they're involved in, dude. And I just love being that Spaces program that they decided to sponsor, man. So, and now with bringing big O celebrities and big O accounts like that, it's just gonna help all of us out, dude. So yeah, I'm freaking bullish on that.
No, that's huge, man. Aiden's that dude when it comes to content creation. But let's check in. We're always on top of the Rainbet stuff, and who knows what collabs we could get from this and what Rainbet could get. But Bread, man, good to see you this morning, homie. I know you spent the weekend grinding. How you doing? And what do you think about Algorand giving away this free algo for people to go do some quest on chain? You think some other blockchains should try?
Oh man, I definitely think they should do something like that. Probably, let's go ahead and just say that, I think Pump Fun should just do it, and then we should go ahead and we should twist in this and do like a little quest for, you're saying to find out what's underneath that skirt, and I mean, we all know, but why not go ahead and branch out and do a live stream creator token, with finding out, Andrew. I think you're the guy for it. You're the most culturally diverse here, so I'll vote you. Maybe Fiddy can be the cameraman. With the pink ape in the corner. I think it'd be.
Hold on. How is he the most diverse individual here?
Well, you're just Mexican, Clutch. So, but Andrew's got like a variety of things. Being black and Asian, that's like a pico topo of like two different things. Clutch.
And I know where all
really
the best
hard.
food in the world is.
Exactly.
Okay, this feels like the left telling me. Never mind. I'm not gonna go there.
My algo program me, bro. Like I've been seeing a lot of leftists, like media on here, so it's kind of brainwashed me a little bit for the past 2 days. I'm sorry. You have to forgive me, but it's been good, man. Everything's been going good. My workers are going for the first day all on their own, so it's gonna be my first day running one route in like forever, dude. So I don't want to take up too much else time talking, but I'm so excited, man. You have no idea. Freaking 10 hours instead of 20. You got to be kidding me, dog.
That's tight, man. Now you got a lot more time to grind Web3. That's baller.
About time he's gonna
Bro,
start.
do you guys know? Do you guys even know what Bread does? Does anybody pay attention?
Dude, I told you he makes wine for the Temecula vineyards.
No, dude. He actually has bread routes. He's purchased bread routes. He delivers. He owns 2 routes. You guys don't pay attention. You should unsubscribe to them right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Nah, man, Clutch entertains me, dude. I like give him some art every now and then. He uses it. It's good for me. I like it. It's fun. It's just what I'm here for. You know, it entertains me, gives me something to do during the day. That's worth that 350 that he gets. You know, I mean, I'm all for it.
Well, Brad,
Put you in the toaster.
now that you got some free time, Brad, you're gonna be joining the dope cartel.
Well, you know, I'll sling some dope with you any day of the week, baby. You know, that's all I gotta say. Now, digital dope. You know, that's what we're going with. That sounds good.
You just gotta grab yourself a 1% bag, and you're getting a dope cartel.
I might have to go ahead
I
and do
hear
that.
Bread has a thing. I hear Bread is coming up with a new Uncrustable, the Dope Crustable. So
That sounds dope.
early alpha. Don't eat too much
Yeah,
of it.
they're really addictive. I can't stop them, man. So I think it's a good business model.
All right. Let's say what's up to Massimo. Massimo, how you doing, homie? And what do you think about Algorand giving away this Algorand for people to go get active on chain?
What's up, man? You know what? I don't know. I had to do a little research to kind of pull into just to get a little bit more details on the particulars and things. But look, I mean, at the end of the day, we keep seeing things moving in the right direction, other than the crypto market cap moving the wrong direction overnight. So I think, you know, at the end of the day, as we continue just to see more and more entities and organizations and individuals, you know, put things in place to make a crypto more commonplace and more accessible, it's obviously going to be a good thing. But, you know, we'll see. I'd be curious to see kind of where they go from there and how things unravel once they kind of put things into action.
You know, I like that you pointed out there that we are seeing a lot of signs that stuff is going the right direction. You know, so even if we're seeing some bearish stuff on the charts, it's not bearish for the industry as a whole, because obviously these projects are seeing some value in still onboarding users right now. To where I think if we were like, yeah, man, this is over, we're going straight to zero next week, that these projects would be like in scarcity mode and hanging
Right.
on to as much runway as they possibly could.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at Solana's main page yesterday, and yeah, you know, they're always putting updates, you know, on there, and I mean, it's amazing. There's organizations that are setting funds aside to start using Solana for things. I mean, millions and millions of dollars. So, you know, be interested to see, obviously, until some of those starts to come into fruition and the money starts to actually trickle in. You know, it's all you know, just music from the mouth, right? But you know, the more we see like that, it's hard to say that, you know, people aren't going to adapt. It's one of those situations like with AI. How many companies and how many people were like, we're not touching it, I'm gonna deal with it. Like, well, you know, one of two things happens. Either one, you finally realize, shit, like I'm actually going to be at a competitive disadvantage here if I don't do some of these things, right? You know, whether you're an individual or a business, or you just get FOMO and you're like, shit, now everyone's doing it, like I gotta get in, right? So it's I'd be interested to see kind of where things continue going from here. But no, look, it's more and more organizations and entities that are putting things in place to make this more commonplace and make it easier to use. I think the better overall.
No, absolutely. The more infrastructure gets built out, just the better it is or the better chances we have of being in that next Google, Facebook, MySpace. You know, the internet infrastructure didn't get built out overnight. It was really a decade.
You know, and honestly, like I'm curious to see here, like we could see massive sweeping changes, like massive changes. Like think about it, right? When when Apple was created and they made their desktop. I mean, the exact words and language that were used, and they were talking, you know, the creators are saying, what are you doing? Like, this is not, you know, this isn't a PC. Like, this isn't like, you know, Microsoft, IBM. Like, this is completely different. Like, you know, you're doing something that no one's going to be able to understand. Like, you know, why don't you go back and recreate this and do it, you know, like everyone else has done it? And, you know, his answer was, well, what's to say that the way everyone else has done it has been the right way? And I mean, myself personally, I won't have any other computer or tablet or you know desktop than a Mac, right? So I think we could end up seeing something like that, to where someone does come in and says, yeah, hey, look, the way that you guys have been doing this, and whether it's respect to security, whether it's respect to buying or holding, you may see something come in that completely changes the dynamic as well. And so you never know.
Makes perfect sense. Let's throw it over to Timbo. What do you think about this, Timbo, man? About EAC, or about I said EAC about Algo. And EAC might be running something now, but Algo, doing this to get some people on chain. No, Timbo. Okay.
My bad. I
Come on,
didn't know
Timbo.
you said my name. Bro, I feel the same way about 50. Like 50 said, honestly, what's he gonna do? I mean, it's just trying to get us over there to get us on another platform, bro. I don't know too much about it, so I can't speak on it. But just another thing to distract us from what we're working on.
Exactly. Just another wallet, another seed phrase, more shit to distract you from what your mission is.
It's a hoop to jump through, bro. I don't like it. I hate hoops.
My biggest thing with this airdrop is, why now? Why not at the beginning of these runs?
Cardano got smoked yesterday, so there's room for other blockchains to step up. Cardano's market cap went I don't know who sold, maybe Charles Hawkinson, maybe his friends, but somebody just fucked Cardano hard. So there's room at the top, and they're all trying. So you got to give them credit for trying.
Well, I think psychological numbers being tested, just FYI. That's what I wanted to say. But go ahead, Ed.
I would say the why now is probably none of us know any dApps on the top of our head on Algorand, and so there's probably just enough dApps there now to where it's we can keep people busy for 2 weeks, and it just finally got built out because there's really just not people building there like Solana.
That's a terrible take, only because of this, Andrew. You're forgetting. You and I know about Algo's ecosystem. You don't know as much, but remember we went to the party. Which one was our favorite party? The frickin' Algorand party. From there, I explored in that ecosystem. There's been a bunch of tools and dApps and DeFi stuff there. So I normally will give you the benefit of the doubt, like that take that you just said would work on someone that truly didn't and they're just new. Like Sui over the last 6 months, and it wouldn't make sense if they start doing it now. They didn't have this stuff 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Algo did. So I just can't really let them off the hook. And the reason why I'm asking why now is because I've been waiting on this years ago when I was trying to farm airdrops from a couple of these side chains. And this was actually one of them on my list because of how tight the IRL events were with Algo. The Algo party in New York was sick. I've met Algorand people at Miami and in New York, and all of them were freaking, for the most part, fairly cool people. It's a very much older crowd. It's just a whole different feel and vibe there. So I've been waiting for this, dude, for a while.
I got to disagree with everything you're all saying. See, they heard us talking about algorithm, and they said this is the perfect time to just stick Algorand in here. They won't know the difference. They think we're stupid.
That's true. They're just trying to swindle us. Oh, man.
Yeah, they're like Algorand. I mean, I really don't know the difference.
You can't have an algorithm without an Algorand, right?
That's it.
That's what it is.
That was deep. That was deep.
No, and maybe you know more stuff has been built there the past couple of years, but it's just I mean, I've never gone explored there because there were a handful of times there was a coin pump in and I went and checked it out, but the amount of liquidity and the volume just didn't make sense to go play and stuff. So I never really dug into the apps, but that my guess would be they actually have some cool stuff built out now for people to really get and play with.
For sure. I think we checked in with everyone, right?
Can we talk about my bet now?
Oh, let's throw it over to Shakes. Shake's been trying to get up on the panel for a minute. I'm sure Shakes has some insight. Then let's get to some trades.
Boy, I gotta tell y'all, this group is clutch. Absolute clutch. And if I knew anything about motherboards, data centers, where minerals come from, and how they get placed into banks, and why we keep the longevity of banks moving, as opposed to these cold storage things that depreciate over time and cause more risk. FYI, I love y'all. Semper Fi. Hoorah.
Hoorah. Come on, spitting. Nice to meet you, homie.
Absolute honor and privilege. Thank y'all.
What's the Army's call? Hua? Is the we know the Marines, right? What's the Army call? The mantra call? Isn't it Hua?
It's Hua and
There you go. Well, you joined the right ones. Good stuff. Well, let's get to the TA, baby. Let's get to the TA. Unless we did you well, we haven't heard from Soul Boost. Soul Boost, how you doing, bro?
Yeah. It's on the Soul Boost.
Yeah, obviously he's a homie of ours. Soul Boost, how's your your last couple of weeks been? We haven't seen you as much. Figured maybe you had some stuff going on IRL, but how's everything and what's your take for this?
Yeah, thanks for letting me up. I know I've been I disappeared for a while. Just been real busy in my job in real life. It's been crazy, but it's all good. We're here. We're still cooking. I don't want to shill here, but we got some huge plans coming up. So it's, the comeback tour is starting. The team has got lockdown on the supply control. We're doing everything we can, and we got some great plans ahead. So look for updates from us.
Heck yeah. I'll be in October. I'm gonna be over there one of the weekends doing some donations and all that. There's a project that lives not too far from you as well. So I'll hit you up in the DMs and we'll link up. But it's gonna be either the first weekend of October or the following one. Just so I'll be down there doing some charity work, dude. We're gonna record some content. So you definitely might wanna, get yourself involved. But yeah, it's either the weekend of the 4th or the weekend of the 11th.
Yep, I got you.
Saturday.
4th or 11th.
So
Okay.
4th or 11th, but we'll know like in advance, and we're gonna prep up and all that stuff. And I'm gonna take the little drive to Phoenix. So I'll see y'all over there.
Yeah, let me know.
Heck yeah. Well, guys, you already know, baby. Trade talk. There you go. I just had to make the sound feel just right. Market makers, you told me 4 trillion was gonna hold. All my friends told me to long. Oh, 250 Solana seemed cheap when you compare it to 1,000. Oh man, what's buying Bitcoin now when it's gonna go to infinity? Thank you to all my friends who haven't left my side as I now sleep on the outside. I'm building my humble abode, but I can't even afford cardboard. I am hoping that all these tears harden up. All right, let's get serious. I had a whole bit, but I'm not even going to do it. Luckily, I left that other phone in the room, but I had a few notes I was going to go off. But we'll do that one on a different day when we start recording funny videos. Guys, try warning y'all. Altcoin season 73 out of 100 on CoinMarketCap? Who told y'all that was fishy? How can it be altcoin season when it's not even break-even season for most? I caught on to that bull. I hope you've been paying attention. It's not about never buying, never selling. It's knowing when to buy, when to sell. It's what we're really trying to teach here at Trade Talk so you can individually understand pockets in the market and where you should really activate risk on versus risk off. Or even simple, you're always risk on, but when should you long and short, right? So there's a big difference to how to operate in the market. I see Hermit requesting here. Let me remove the Clutch Foundation. I always just have that as a placeholder. But anyways, understanding the things of the market is going to help you guys in a lot of ways. Simply accumulating more, simply increasing your bag so it looks better, it feels better, and you can have yourself a better future. Yeah, there's a lot of people that if they bought once and held 10, 20 years down the road, look at how wealthy they probably are, and those diamond hands help. But we're not in the point where you buy now, you can just sit here and hold forever. Crypto is at a point where it's catching up to the value of a lot of commodities and assets across the world. Fun fact, how many commodities do you think, or how many establishments do you think that have over $10 trillion worth of worth? I'll give you one, the US stock market. But do you know how many others there are? I'm not going to answer that. I'm going to let you research that and go understand what I've come to learn and how I end up realizing a lot of these things. So it's funny that altcoin season rating is now down to 62. That fear and greed is at 47. I bet you it fell high at 58, didn't it? And sure enough, it freaking just got people cooked. Last night on the show, I never like giving TA outside of Monday, Wednesday, Fridays for Trade Talk. But if you were at Coming In Clutch, we were kind of just done with the show. One of our lowest shows as far as people listening ever. Most of y'all didn't show up. It's too late for y'all. I get that. You guys aren't ready for the smoke. Most of y'all, I get that. You got lives. It's hard to balance it all out, and it's something that I'm working on as well. But the one thing that never leaves my vicinity is when these exhausted levels, it's time to go the other way. So last night I was just looking at the chart and we were done and I was like, yo, this looks like a juicy ass short. And I think on Friday I called out because Ghost was here. Timbo, all you guys were here. And I said, hey, this looks like the structure that ends up falling off a cliff. Did I not say that? True or false? Of course I said that. Y'all know I ain't no freaking liar. You can go back to the show and go freaking listen to it again. But the move was set up on Friday. No volume, no volatility until the weekend struck. And then it started opening up because the CME opened last night. The action was coming. I started looking at all the order books and I started seeing just shorts piling on. So I immediately said, man, this is the spot to freaking short. And I'm telling you right now, you're gonna freaking make money with me. And I freaking cooked that short. Hopefully a few of you guys took it. But the lesson is, well, show up every day. Even when the shows don't seem like they're good, we stay cooking opportunities, stay taking advantage of these spots in the market where it's literally free money. How is it free? Well, all the stats that I'm about to give you, it was just kind of obvious. Stat number one, I gave you already the altcoin season. That was going to be stat number two, but that one's a 62. The first one that I wanted to cover, look at the total market cap of crypto, 3.89. Oof. It was just at 4.1, 4.07. It was retracing, held at 4.02, kept bouncing, and it was showing just absolute signs of weaknesses. It almost gets to a point where I might sound like a broken record, but isn't looking at charts every day the same thing? You're just not hearing the voice out loud. You're giving your own voice. You're giving yourself the same thoughts. And it really will become extremely repetitive. Coincidences don't seem to happen on the charts. Manipulation does. And when you start understanding that the market maker wants every single one of you to lose when you trade, does that mean only longs? Does that mean only shorts? No. Everybody, they want to lose. So when you keep feeding me all this BS about a forever run, we're never going to go back, I start looking at like the real scenarios there. And the three things that I really got caught was I caught that altcoin season score. I was like, how can this score be at 72, 74 when we're not even in altcoin season? This is just a basic as rotation because Bitcoin dominance decided to finally slow down. And take these things. Oh man, come on, Shake. Don't be posting anything on the Jumbotron on Trade Talk, bro. Anyways, looking at these screenshots, everyone should definitely hit that with me. Here's the things that is coming to the end of at the end of this month. 4-year cycle, it's done. 2 more weeks, less, 10 days. Triple divergence has hit on the monthly candle for Bitcoin indexed by Binance. There's just so much down pressure at this point. Why at this point? Because we're trying to tell us all that it's an unlimited, up only, forever bull market, golden run of golden runs, and it just doesn't add up. None of it does. Aster could have launched a while ago, but they didn't. Why now? Part of these things is part of when they understand rotations need to happen. Did you not see that the only thing pumping in the market was BNB and Solana? Everything else was dumping. Why BNB? Because of Aster. We've been talking about that. So if you're not put up on game on that by this point, man, you just need to show up more. because we truly, Hermit, thank you, gave us the free play at 40 frickin' cents, 40 to 60 cents. If you are a part of our crew, if you show up to these spaces, you have gotten these types of calls super hot and heavy and early as heck. We talk about all kinds of stuff nonstop that just ends up pumping, or we end up getting free money. And part of that is really surrounding yourself with the right crew. So in knowing that, surround yourself with people that actually tell you what the charts are saying versus just, oh, forever up. Everyone thinks they're cool when the market's pumping and everyone can just say bull market, bull market. And I get that. I pride myself in being different, being the guy that's like, whoa, what's going to happen next? It don't matter about the move we're on. If people are late and they catch up and they're wrong, they're going to get cooked. I care about that. I don't just care about sounding cool. How easy could it have been for me to pretend that I knew for a fact 250 Solana was coming? I was shocked. And I told you I would be shocked if it happened. And why? Because the numbers didn't add up. And it's been so obvious, and you're really getting to see this now. Losing 4 trillion in the market while you're having such an immense bullish run for Aster and a lot of these rotations, it was all meant to hide what's really going on, which is they're just rotating the $10 that are left in this economy. Hey, what can we do with this money? Well, the only way we can max out $1 out of 15 cents is by putting 15 cents in all kinds of pockets. So then we can come back and take $1 back from all those. And by pockets, I meant these tokens. So when we're looking at like all this data in the market, it just gets real nasty when you start understanding. What was my first clue? Also, was the top 20 list. Most of the let me go down from 20 down, and let me tell you how many of these are has-beens that they shouldn't be because their tech is ass. They haven't gotten any kind of mass adoption. They haven't gotten any kind of hype. They haven't gotten any celebrities going that way. They haven't gotten any kind of attention. They haven't gotten any marketing money. This is disgusting on so many levels, but let's go. Number 20, Litecoin. 19, Unis, Hedera, Bitcoin Cash, Stellar, Sui. They belong in the 15. AVAX, pretty tough, but let's just say they belong there. 14th, 13th, Athena, USDE, 12th, Chainlink, Hyperliquid, Cardano. Here's the top 10: Cardano, Tron, Dogecoin, USDC, Solana, BNB, XRP, Tether, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. 12 of those tokens don't belong there. And I told y'all, why would something be there if they don't belong there? That's because there's no money. If there was enough money, there would be other top 10, top 20, top 50 tokens. But you're getting all the same old BS, all the same old Algorand types of promises, Andrew. All this type of, well, finally now we're going to give back because everybody is doing it. Yeah, now you're finally giving out your last hoorah. Shout out to the Marine that came up here to give me that, little thought there. But hoorah at the frickin' market makers as they get ready to frickin' wreck you. And it's been so obvious. So everyone look at the charts here. I posted them for you guys to see all. First ticker BTC, 1 exclamation. Look at this beautiful chart. Remember, we caught the breakout because Bitcoin index price surpassed the price of the CME. Well, it took it over again. We are now at 112.7 when regular Bitcoin is at 112.4. That's another sign. When it surpassed it, we broke out. And I told y'all, wait for that to kind of come back to reality because now you know what to do. So that's Trade Talk pointer number 1 that you've got in here and you've got in nowhere else. You want to short the market? Short the market when the price of Bitcoin on the index priced by Binance goes lower than the CME. Free play. That was another thing that I noticed yesterday when we were trading, Timbo. And Timbo, you said, hey, it's almost as if Clutch himself clicked the button. Felt like that because of how accurate and how exact the move happened. Like I literally called a short, and within 15 minutes, most of us were up 100%. How I was able to catch on is these exhaustion points. The CME taking over the price higher than Bitcoin again. 4 trillion being lost. When I made the call, we were exactly at 4 trillion market cap, Timbo. So for those that were there last night, and I called such an amazing short, why did I call it? For a lot of reasons, the reasons that I'm talking now, but it was just too obvious that the money was being taken back because of that 444. Less than 2 weeks left for the cycle to end. 4% USDT dominance being crushed and held. And then you got the $4 trillion market cap keep losing. So when we were at 4 trillion, I said, what are the odds that we bounce from here or reject from here? So I started thinking about that. And that's when I realized price of Bitcoin is different on the CME to the index. Again, cool. Solana, psychological barrier, getting wrecked. What did I tell you about Ethereum the second it lost 4,300 last night, Timbo? I was like, oh, Ethereum just lost 4,300, and that was such a big psychological number. That was another sign. There were signs all over the market yesterday that told you, freaking take the free money and just short the stupid market. It's going down. And it's exactly what happened. And how were we able to tell? Well, look at the first screenshot. I told y'all that after we close the gap, we spend 6, 7 candles more or less in those areas of interest. We spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, with yesterday's candle being number 7. Weekend candles don't count, so we actually spent a week and a half at this area rejecting it. It was the easiest short in the world. I'm telling y'all, Timbo, you were there. Hermit, you were there. Y'all might just think I'm a badass when I do calls like that, but it really isn't a badass play. It is so simple and elementary stuff there. I promise you. Stop being overwhelmed by too many things when I've given you the easiest of easy to how to dissect the market. Look at the total health of it. Look at Big Daddy because Big Daddy moves it. And then look at stables. That's going to tell you where the money is flowing. If it's leaving stables and it's not going into Bitcoin, then you go look at Bitcoin dominance. And if Bitcoin dominance is dumping, where do you think it's going? Oh, that's right. BNB Solana. That's where it went. We were robbing Paul to pay Peter, robbing Peter to pay Paul for weeks now. And I've been telling y'all, and it makes sense why we keep losing 4 trillion market cap. Now, in saying that, it doesn't mean the market is completely over. In saying that, I'm just really wanting to highlight that no matter what you think the market is going to do next, it is never straight up or straight down. And I think when people stop trading with hopium and they start understanding a lot of these little metrics, then you're going to start winning. Go to the second screenshot because this one's pretty freaking easy. Where's the CME going? Bro, I told y'all the CME was heading to its daily 200. It's on its way. Where's it at? 100,000, 101,000 essentially for the 200 on the daily. I'll see you down there. The gap at 90K, sheesh, probably heading there. I've been talking about this for weeks. Last time we closed a massive gap of 77,000, I'm going to tell you how long it took. Let me measure this real quick because this is important. From leaving gap to closing gap, it took 81 bars. So 81 days it took for us to take this, okay? Where we are now, since leaving that gap to now, when it closed it, 48 bars. So the move happened faster, or has not happened faster. We still got 20, 30, 40 days before we really hit that same level. And I expect it to be the exact same thing. From where we are now to the gap from Bitcoin, it is right around 17, 18%. So let's round up and say about a 20% haircut from here when it's already given me 10%. So 30, 40% from the top, man, that wouldn't be a bad bounce to still continue bullish. And I'm looking at that as the area that I really hope we don't lose. We lose 90K. We're going to go back to reclaim that 77K gap that it took us forever to close. And then we kept going back there for about 2 months. And now here we are. So, these levels with low volatility, look at the BBWP showing no volatility, DMI indicators across the board showing no retail. I've been trying to tell y'all there's no retail. This is all fake moves by market makers. And if you don't want to believe it, you want to just follow all the bulls on the market, go right ahead. Remain poor when you think you're just going to be unlimited wealth. Buying now, even if it goes up over the next 2-3 months, will be a devastating move if you get the 80% retrace in the market that seems to happen every 4 years. We have to be mindful of who you are in this on this equation. Are you a noob that has money burning holes in his pocket and you're just being very impatient? You just want to participate and not miss out? This is who I'm talking to. You need to understand that your money can go 50-70% down almost immediately. 1, 2, 3 weeks. Good luck. I sure hope you have DCA bullets. For those that have been here forever, buying now, where were you buying last year? Why weren't you buying 2 years ago? Heck, why weren't you buying after inauguration date and then we massively dumped over the next 1-2 months? Why didn't you buy there? You just want to buy now? Double from the areas that you should have bought? If you're an OG and you're really considering top blasting going full risk on right now, this is the meanest thing I probably ever said. You're a frickin' flaming retard. Yeah. And I don't care who frickin' what you think about that, because somebody's got to tell you what really is going to frickin' kick you right in the ball sack or into the JJ if you're a girl. Buying at these wrong spots is going to get you frickin' cooked, and then it's going to make you desperately go full port in every position, and it's going to start the domino effect of you becoming a Web3 scumbag, because every decision that you make is so wrong that you're always trying to take it from everywhere else. Why do you think friends cheat on friends? I'm out of money. I've been liquidated everywhere. But I have this dude's token that he gave it to me at 10K. Ooh, let me just cheat on him so I can have a chance. There's no loyalty in this game because people are so stupid that they make bad decisions and then they take it out on everybody else. So in case you're wondering, the importance of Trade Talk and why we do what we do is to eliminate those things, to nip it in the bud so you can actually start really understanding, man, maybe I should buy on the big ass red days and sell on the big old green days. What? You can buy low and sell high? Andrew, am I speaking some craziness? Is that really possible? Can you buy low and sell high? Yeah, you freaking can. And we've been telling y'all and trying to put you up on game so you understand. Now, here's the deadly part. Here's the nasty part. Scroll to the next picture. This is the Binance Futures Chart Indexed, aggregated by Binance. Oh, there's too many cool words in that sentence. Binance aggregated. Look at the monthly candle. This candle that we're on now, this pump attempt to engulf the previous dump that engulfed the previous pump, was manipulation at its finest. And I try warning y'all that this was triple confirmation revealing itself, and they're going to take the last bit of orders. It seems like that's what's in order. Be very, very careful trading these next coming weeks if you're trading with leverage. If you're a spot buyer, of course you're better off buying Solana at 220, 215 instead of 250. But I can't promise you that it's going to stay above 200. I can't promise you that Bitcoin is going to hold here because your favorite source, trust me, bro, told you so. There's no money left in the market. This is what we have, $4 trillion. You dress it however the heck you want. You divide it however the heck you want. But this chart is really starting to point out exactly what I've been saying. It's just very slow, but triple confirmation on this divergence for this monthly chart. Now you're starting to see the white rabbit curl down. And this last curl down is going to more than likely be the bear market freaking run. What happened? Sorry, my dog just got her paw hot. She screamed loud. My dog's a wuss. But anyways, so just understand where this chart is. Man, if I didn't know any better, this looks like the top. Anything else that someone tells me, we have no reason to go up unless there's one reason to go up. And what's that one reason? $1 to $2 trillion. It's crazy how easy I made it for y'all by telling y'all what to look for. And why don't we have that money coming in? Because it just doesn't exist. The world is negative. For the $50 trillion that exist, there's 20x of freaking leveraged, negatives there. Probably a little less. I'm exaggerating, but there's around $400 trillion of actual debt and fake money out in the world. Only about 50 trillion exist. Do you really think crypto is just going to surpass the US stock market and take all its money to give you this golden run? It's utter retardation that I've been seeing. And it doesn't suck for me because I keep taking profits at all these pumps and I just keep buying on all the blood. A couple of y'all I gave one-on-one calls to. I'm not going to say names, but one person in particular, I said, hey, we could still pump from here. So I don't want to miss out, but the best way to do it is to open up liquidity pools. So then as it's dumping, it's grabbing, those tokens. So you end up DCAing into whatever position you want, whether it be Bitcoin or Solana. The liquidity pool game has been on fire right now. A, you're farming Meteora points, but B, you're really not being put in a position where every dollar you're entering is being negative the second it goes in because it's being taken and scaled lower. It's such a crazy, crazy setup here that this reminds me of when I started learning trading and I was just looking at this with bullish eyes. And when I was looking at this exact place in the market, I'm going to post a screenshot later. I was like, wait, no way, right? No way we go down from here. We frickin' plummeted from there. Luckily, I was a noob and I wasn't over trading, so I didn't get cooked. But I wasn't making any money because it was like, man, every time I tried a long, I would get stopped out. And then when I would try to short late, I'd be like, wait, we're long again? Crazy. It was a bear market and I just kept getting shaken out. And then I finally understood. You don't trade the candles you see, you trade the candles that you're going to see. And if you know how to identify what's coming, you frickin' act in a way that you'll start feeling and sounding how I be feeling and sounding. I'm never scared of not having money because at any given moment, I can just take the free money that the market gives, like last night. I burned 11 grand on a stupid Solana Seeker phone that's now locked, but I was able to make back about a third or fourth of that money just with one position last night. You can take a big loss like mine, which right now I can't unlock a phone that has a wallet with a lot of money that I'll probably never see again unless I unlock that phone. But it doesn't matter. The way I see it is mistakes are made, but mistakes don't really give the whole story. With leverage traders, people that make constant mistakes, the story writes itself out. You run out of powder, you end up becoming a shady bastard. I'm gonna really warn you guys because you're all traders here. Most of the people that have stabbed me in the back were fake ass traders trying to make it, and they were just hoping that I would just freaking freely give them everything and anything. I don't blame them. Trading is scary. Trading is hard. But not when someone like me is freaking giving you all this free, basic as information. I don't hear anybody else telling you which 3-4 charts to always look at, and you'll be freaking golden. So understand what we're doing here is for you to become better, for you to look at these things. And if you're tired of hearing them, it's just that you're tired of being a losing trader. Because if you're a winning trader, you want to hear these things because these things really start highlighting what's coming next. When I look at USDT dominance, which we're going to go to the third picture, go to the monthly, man, couple things to take note of. The 21 EMA was at 5%. It's now at 5.01%. The 50 EMA at 4.93 has stayed still. We have an upcoming death cross that's never happened, 21 under a 50. I'm under the impression that that already happened, and we're just seeing the lagging indicators, the lagging orders from that. I hope I'm wrong because we want to see this cross happen so we can break down and go towards the Lambo and stake area. This lifetime trend has been holding up too perfectly, and it's starting to really become obvious that The market does not want lower for this chart. And when this chart dumps, your bags pump. So if the market doesn't want this chart to go lower, that means we're getting rid of all these last pumps. Makes sense that only some are pumping, right? Makes sense that Aster took all the money that was available at that current rate over these last 2 days, only to just go ahead and take it right back. How many of your friends FOMO'd in after people like us were getting out when they were getting in? I celebrated cheating for 150% on Aster on Saturday Space, and most of y'all started trying to top blast there. If you're going to be a trader, you better make sure you're not a losing trader. And the only way to become a winning trader is to frickin' lock the heck in and never chase and understand what you're up against. We are up against a crazy run of runs for this chart. And if this chart runs up, we're going to get cooked. Bear market's coming. 4.5% was what I said. If we make support of 4.5% again, bear market's coming. We've wicked to 4.5, 4.6, and here we are now at 4.5% yet again. So everyone go to the next screenshot, just scroll one more time. This is where it gets scary. Look at the daily chart. I promised y'all that it was going to bounce from here because it just looked like the lifetime trend was going to stay. I was able to die on that sword, on that hill. Why? Because I knew there's no more dumping this chart. It wants higher, at least for the immediate future. That's what it did. If you're wondering how I was able to put all these things together, then go back and listen to everything I've been saying during this whole analysis, because it all came full circle and I stay on top of it. And yesterday on the fly, I was able to put together every one of those dominoes that I understood had already fell, and it painted the story that this is absolutely a local top. I can't tell you it's the macro top, but what I can promise you is that it ain't looking like it's freaking going to keep running. At the end of the day, I want you to know that if you're a high leverage trader, you better be careful long and shorts. Do y'all know in the midst of this nasty ass dump, there were over $80 million of short liquidations? How do you get liquidated when it's going the same direction you think? That's because it goes to 214, 216, and then all the late shorts want to come in. They get liquidated on the bounce to 223 to 24, whatever it bounced to while I was asleep. I didn't even look. Leverage traders get cooked religiously. They get cooked even when they're right. You can be right about that dump, but your leverage makes you wrong. Your leverage ruins your time. Look at leverage like you meet a girl and they tell you to wait a couple of days before texting her. If you start texting that person desperately, man, if you're that guy that meets someone and can't wait to text, that just pretty much means you're one of those traders that you just don't know when to short, when to long, because you're too impatient. You don't understand the signs. You don't understand what needs to be obtained in order for you to just be sharp with this stuff. And what it really comes down to is just the basic outliers that move the whole market. Don't focus on doing TA on SUI, Solana only, but do the tickers that I give you, because these tickers that I gave you were given to me by a market maker that worked for a firm. They do not trade, they do not move anything without first knowing what they want to do with Bitcoin dominance, USDT dominance, and the CME.
That's some solid info there, Clutch, man. And you sound like a broken record, but when you're right, you sound like a broken record. You got a trade for the show? You want to call today?
Oh yeah, more freaking pain is coming. Let me go back to this freaking chart.
Well, just to call to your
Solana?
attention though, live time is we had a white rabbit confirmation on the 30-minute chart for Sol and on the 15-minute for Aptos for a short-term trade, just to throw it out there.
The 4-hour also gave you 70% on Solana. I would be looking for a double confirmation. I'm looking for lower and an 80% white rabbit on the 4-hour. Low volatility struck, and then we freaking pumped over the last couple candles on the 4 hour for Solana. I'm sorry. Let me see. Hold on. Sorry. Okay, 4 hour. So we had low volatility mark, and then we ended up getting a 59% on the White Rabbit for Solana on the 4 hour. So I'm still thinking 75-80% is where we're going. We're right at the 400, at the 200, and it does not look like it's stopping. And let me tell you why. Everyone look at the 6 hour chart for Solana, and you'll see an upcoming 21 under a 50 cross. That's a big deal. We have not touched the 200 on the 6 hour for a very long time. We have not touched it since the 25th of August. So it's been damn near a month. That's coming. And before you start looking into areas of where should I long, I'll give you the area. Makes it easy for you. It's 195 Solana. That's the 12 hour 200. I wouldn't long Solana comfortably until it respectfully hits the 6, 8, or 12 hour 200. The perfect long would be the 12 hour 200. But say you get in at the 4, 6, 8 hour 200s, you can always DCA if you need to. But remember, I don't like DCAing. I like striking gold with one position and then moving on to the next. There's definitely some pain coming. I don't know how they stop this pain. We need a massive fundamental news that just like, oh, damn, that's changing things up. I mean, dude, at this point, what are you going to give me?
You said 193 Solana?
195. I always go higher. Like yesterday, my target was actually 216, 218. I said 220. We went to 214. So you don't ever have to be exact. What up, Timbo?
I hit him with the little mute stick there. I don't think he knew he was off mute. But no, I was just looking at the fibs on Solana, finding some areas. But we got one at 197, one at 189. So we might have to get down in the middle of fibs on this one.
Saucy business, though. I'm just glad we did the show last night because I was able to catch that freaking juicy ass short, bro. It's so awesome. Honestly, like I haven't been part of a power sale in a long time because I'll usually take 100%er and just close it. I closed this one for 600%, bro, and it was almost immediate.
That's tight. I was actually up when you called it, but I was in that wind down I was like, I don't want to get in front of the computer again, because I wanted to wake up and be fresh for the Creek Coins show this morning. But
that one wasn't even a call. That was a mandate. I literally said, long with me. I gave short with me. I gave financial advice. No one ever sues me for all the profits I make them, though. Frickin' scum.
That is the thing. They want to sue you for the ones that don't go their way, but they're never hunting you down, trying to find out your lawyer so they can make sure they properly get you your cut of the profits.
Always be worried of scumbag that try tipping you 3%.
Man, that was so funny that day. And oh man, this dude tried to say that they should tip Clutch 3% on a trade for a wallet he was managing because that's what like the big boys, all the big financial firms that do 12% on your money a year get. But I'm like, dude, I tip people that bring me my food at least 20%. So like if somebody is bringing me money, I don't know. I feel like I should at least tip them 20% too.
You know my rule. I got a quarter rule on people that bring me money. I always hook them up. Yeah, man. Listen, you guys only see the results, but you don't get the Clutch is a fag. F you, bull, die. I hope your mom gets cancer. Oh, you're part of the problem. We don't go forever up because, you help make people bearish.
I hope your chicken tastes bad.
I hope my chicken
Dude, I had
tastes
somebody
bad.
tell me it was unethical that I short before.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. No, dude, you guys don't get all the nonsense that I deal with. Like I truly deal with some special kind of hate, but that's part of like I just know that's the spiritual warfare, man. We battle not against flesh or blood. So I expect it. But what I want y'all to know is, man, I'm very adamant about this show being so just different for a reason. And that reason is it's not the show we all want, it's the show we all need. Because I have yet to go to another show that has given this much just free freaking money, non freaking stop for 3 stupid years now. If you haven't figured it out by now who the real traders are, then hey, it is what it is, man. But as we're getting into bigger and bigger communities, bigger and bigger crowds, here's the one thing that I want, I'll land the plane on. I really don't care who likes me and who doesn't. Y'all could all hate me for all I frickin' care. It's not my job for you guys to like me, but you will frickin' understand that there's only certain of us that seem to know what's up. And I don't mean the whole ecosystem, I'm referring to just leverage trading. So if you truly want to learn, you truly want to be, part of that, man, there's a lot of work left for you to do. But here's my free promise to you. I will help any one of you guys that are my supporters to really learn everything that I've learned.
I mean, you've done a great job of educating people. Us as a unit in all aspects, we've done a great job of bringing people in and just getting them educated. We've had so many successful traders come through this space in our group, successful content creators, successful what's the other word I'm looking for? Successful trenchers, right? We've got everything, and we've done a good job of communicating how to be successful with people that want to take that shot.
Heck yeah. Well, let's get on to the last show topics and stuff, man. I even at the cost of all these things that have been said to me, I've been telling you, man, this is not top blast season. It's top blasting in the right moment. So I'll be looking for the next long. If you recall, in the midst of all this bearishness, I called a 4-hour 200 long a couple weeks back that ended up becoming the last time we went on a downtrend. So we pumped and here we are now. So don't think that I only look for shorts. I will be looking for the next big long as well. So if you tail the last long with me and then you tail this short with me, man, you're freaking winning, and that makes me happy. That's all I care about. So I don't care how much you made or how much anything. I bring this opportunity to people, even at the cost of being labeled all kinds of things, because I don't care what people think. I care what people know. And I want you to know what these market makers have been doing to your freaking bags.
Gotta let them know. Edit that blunt real quick before I can come on mute here. Actually, there's a blunt roach. I'm hitting the last little bit of it, but now let's we got a little bit of time left. Let's do maybe some updates and some chills. So we got the stream going on after this, and we can knock out the topics there.
What's up, EAC? Let's go to you first.
Hey, well,
Dude, before we
before
go
we
to
go,
shows, don't you want to talk about my bet?
No, I don't want to get suspended. I hear talking about bets is dangerous.
No, this is not. This is a good one. This is the Detroit Lions and Baltimore Ravens. You can't get that. They're winning the Super Bowl.
The Ravens?
Yeah, Baltimore.
Did you take the money line or the points on this money line? Okay, I could tell by the odds. I don't
How about
mind your
Cincy
bet.
was winning 50?
I don't. They didn't support Charlie Kirk, so I cashed them out.
Dude, they got wrecked.
That was the right answer.
Yeah.
Oof. Yo, but really, I think the Lions have a better shot than people are giving them credit to, and I'm on the verge of taking the Lions plus 4.5. I think the Lions keep it close or win today. I don't think this will be a blowout.
I do.
Okay, cool. Let's get to some
And
chills,
I
baby.
like the Lions quarterback too, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, he's okay. I don't really like him. Jared Goff, screw that guy. I'm a Packer fan, dude.
Here, don't
Screw all.
forget, he used to be my guy out here.
Yeah, out there in the Rams keys. Yeah, of course. I remember
He
that,
used to
bro.
live a couple blocks from me. He's a nice guy, and he's playing better over there than he did here.
Oh yeah, his whole career is just. I mean, I know he made it to a Super Bowl, but he made it to a Super Bowl as a game manager,
Yeah.
and that's why they needed Stafford. They needed somebody to win the big game. He did. Goff he's not the guy to win the big game. So
No.
because of that, that's gonna derail the Lions a lot. So over the same thing that we're talking here would be the reason why I kind of want to side with you on Baltimore winning. But I'm asking myself, what would be a better bet? And I think the bet is the combo action of Lions winning, but also just not losing by more than 4 points, and you
Oh, I
cover. So
hate those bets when you torture yourself.
I know, but there's not a whole lot of options here. When it comes to this game.
Baltimore have one player that I think can just take over.
Oh, for sure.
So if he takes over, that's what I'm banking on. He takes over. He needs this game. It's lights out.
Who, Lamar?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lamar. I will agree that he definitely needs this game, for sure.
Lamar is my favorite player in the NFL right now.
Me
so
too.
I'd love to see him take over. You know who's still impressing me though is Derrick Henry. He's got gas in the tank still, and like it's impressive after all the mileage he's got on him.
I agree.
Well, he's a freaking big ass dude, bro. So that type of size will let you stay in the NFL a long time. If you remember Jerome Bettis, it's the last big body running back that reminds me of, like a Henry. Just Henry was much faster. Is much faster. I don't know if Jerome Bettis is still alive or whatever. But anyhow, Jerome Bettis, and if you recall, that dude played a long ass time in the league where running backs only lasted 8, 9 seasons. His ass went like almost 20 seasons, bro. But it's because he's just so damn big when he's hitting you, or when he's getting tackled, he's not the one taking most of the force. It's whoever he's tackling. So that's kind of the same deal with Henry, man. And I think over a long season, as players start getting those injuries and they're afraid to tackle, they don't want to get hurt some more and lose money or lose playing time. So I think Henry is like the perfect anomaly for a running back that typically doesn't make it in the league. Somebody that big typically isn't a good running back. This guy's just built different as far as like not just the size, but like his vision, the way he plays the position. So yeah, no, Henry is not a surprise factor that he's still there, simply because again, in the NFL, you're fighting fire with fire. Well, no one has that kind of fire to chase a guy that runs a 4.4, 4.5 and can tackle him, and it's the same size. You know what I mean? Like there's just nobody in the league that can hurt Henry on a one-on-one basis unless it's like a defensive end or not. You know what I'm saying? Like a very special situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was saying when he, when he first got in the league, he actually didn't know how to run in the NFL. Well, so if you remember the first 3 years, he split some time with LaShawn McCoy, and that really kept his mileage down. And I think that's benefiting right now too.
Yeah, because when they're young, that's when they run you 40 times a game. 40 runs and passes, and when you're a smaller dude, because let's face it, who's smaller than Henry? Damn near every running back in the league. So anyone other than Henry getting tackled 25, 35, 45 times a game, good freaking luck lasting more than 3, 4, 5 years. You said a name there with LaShawn McCoy. He had what, 2 superstar seasons, and then after that, he was too little, bro. Like us average sized humans, versus giants.
He got 300, 400 carries 2 years in a row, and it killed him.
Exactly, because he kept getting hit by 300 pounds landing on top of you. I don't care how tough you think you are. Like, dude, I'm a very solid $180. Man, I keep getting hit by a 300 pounder freaking all game long, bro. I'm not gonna want to play in the NFL anymore. It's like, dude, F that, bro. These NFL dudes are massive. The guys that are tackling. So running back is one of those positions where being that fast kind of like, finesse kind of guy doesn't really work as much anymore, because those are the guys getting hurt, bro, trying to do too much. Their legs get caught up. They try to do too many, out cuts instead of just running it down your throat. So it's like a weird combination of what's going to be a good, successful running back nowadays. But the size of like Aaron Jones, as a Packer fan a couple years ago, there's a reason why we could never win a big game. We had a weak ass running back, and I don't mean weak in skill. He's one of the most skilled, talented running backs in the more recent future or history, but he was just so freaking weak compared to just every other body hitting him constantly. And it would just show in the biggest of games. Third quarter came, Aaron Jones was scared to get hit. And this is why he would fumble in playoffs. He would just never show up because he can't. Your body is physically unable to after you're cramping and you're hurting and you're bruised because freaking big ass dudes keep hitting you left and right.
No, that's a great point, man. It's such a tough position on the body, and like you said, that's why these guys say, well, the average lifespan in the NFL is 3 years, and a lot of it's because running backs, a lot of them only make it one. So like, I have no problem with these guys securing their paycheck, early.
Facts. I don't mind it, but as far as like teams and what to look for now, yeah, the league is trying to stay tough in the middle of a finesse league. So yeah, I'm curious to know what they're going to do to bring back running backs because running backs aren't really anything anymore. Like you got what, 5 real good running backs? That's it.
Yeah, I mean everybody else is like a skill guy, and
Right.
like by skill guy I mean like they've got like their stuff they're good at, so you need like 3 different dudes on your team.
Right. It's like a position by committee now. Right? Like the running back position is not that brute force anymore. There's only a couple guys or a couple teams that have that. So for sure, I can see that. But yeah, no, let's get to a couple of updates. And the first one I really want to get to, Deeper. I made a post about y'all. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and pin that at the top. Dude, Deeper has been absolutely going deeper. But they're freaking cooking, guys. So I just pinned it up at the top. So Deeper is a launch pad on base going cross chain. We've been, on the team for over a couple of weeks now. What has impressed me the most about them is the fact that every time they have said something, they have delivered it. Not once has it been, I said A, but now let me explain why I'm actually doing B. And that's just very commendable, which tells me business structure, the right teams that play, they work well together because there's not a contrasting, bunch of opinions, constantly things changing. And then from there, just leads the rest, the connections, the friendships, the different partnerships that are being put together. Deeper, you guys are absolutely cooking. And we haven't even fully gone in yet. I haven't launched a ticker on base. I want to launch something just so I can say I have one over there with you guys. But you guys have been crushing it, bro. Congratulations on this first big honestly, on your first big month, dude. It's real impressive to see you guys operating the right way, not just shamelessly trying to get whoever to promote y'all, but working and curating directly the right people that you want to be with. So yeah, man, I'm super pumped for you guys Deeper and that run that Umi is on. But go ahead and tell us a little bit more about Deeper, and maybe you can give us a little bit of an update and what do people have to look forward to? How can we go and farm some points there? I know you guys had an airdrop. Like, there's just so much to go over, but go ahead, Deeper, if you're here. Take it away, brother.
Yo, how we doing? Thanks for that. It's always a nice long introduction out of Clutch. He's always got a few words to say. He's very lovely. Yeah, no, it's going
That's not for
well.
everybody, Deeper. I want you to know. That's only for certain people. Like whenever Hermes comes up here, Portuguese, his internet is ass. Hermes, everybody.
Yeah. No, it's going well. Was kind of just been balls to the walls this like last weekend sorting shit out. But just a little bit of alpha here. So the people that held part of the launchpad dynamics is if you hold Deeper tokens, when a tranche sells out, part of those tokens are for the token that's launched on the launchpad, set aside and then airdrop to holders. So if you are holding, for every $1 of Deeper, people were holding, they got 80 cents of Yumi airdrop to them. All automatically. So like the return there is pretty substantial at the moment.
Dude, heck yeah, that's
Um,
a big old deal. That's good stuff.
So if there's also like that's only like part of the first tranche's airdrop. So there's like another 12 tranches to sell as it keeps going up. So there's actually a ton more Umi airdrops to happen. And right now the return is incredible. So that's a little bit of alpha for you. If you haven't got any DP yet, it's people will start to realize the return that deep holders are getting. So I would get in while you can.
It's a great marketing plan, man. Instead of spending a ton of money just on outbound sources, why not do it to the same ecosystem that's gonna support you and take you to those levels? So, dude, and here's the fun part. I've been on the deeper team since inception. His bud never told us about the airdrop. So hey, that was dope, bro. Like honestly, like I woke up and I logged onto my wallet and I'm like, yo, I didn't put that much money in there. And I looked and I saw the airdrop, bro. Yeah, no, I'm a happy freaking customer, dude. Just keeping myself outside, like just looking at things objectively, I can honestly say deeper, gives you an opportunity to win. So here's the one thing that I will ask you. A couple people have been asking me. So they feel they've missed out on Umi being at 1.8 mil. Understandably so. I get that, right? You never know where something can go. I mean, dude, Whiff was sitting in the multi-milli and then out of nowhere, look at what it did, right? So you never can truly know the full potential of something. But the question that I'm getting a lot is, okay, do you have any other alpha on other tokens that are getting launched there? Are you working with any teams that you've convinced them to go there and they're planning some stuff? Like what can you give us here, any little insider info to for all of us, to really just be on the lookout for what can we expect from deeper?
Yeah, there's after Umi, there's been like a bunch of teams hitting us up to launch. I think most of them will be like stealth launching. I don't think they'll be the most of them from speaking to them. It looks like it's going to be stealth launches. So you can either like keep an eye on the launch pad, or you can just hold deeper, because when the tranche sells out, you get the token anyway on all the tokens. So it's if you own deeper tokens, you own part of it's like equity. You own part of the infrastructure, and you're going to be rewarded as long as there's people launching. But I did get off. I did have a call with the Umi guys to kind of say well done. And speaking to them, they're very fucking serious. Very impressive team. And after the call, I went and bought more Umi. So yeah, I'm still super bullish Umi for sure. I can't really say much, but yeah, very serious team. I've been involved in some serious projects before.
Heck yeah, I like it. EAC, do you have a question for deeper?
No, I just got some stuff to say.
Okay, 1 second when we wrap up. Yeah, no, this is dope, dude. What are you doing to outreach and help encourage people to launch on your launch pad?
Well, we can kind of like walk you through it. If we're not doing a ton at the moment, it's people coming to us. So we got like plenty kind of like lined up to launch. I think some of them might wait a little bit for the kind of market to clear a little bit. but there's a bunch of guys. It's currently base week in Korea. There's a bunch of guys over there. So yeah, I think probably in the next week or two you'll see a lot more launches.
Yeah, that's freaking sick, dude. Well, look out for Deeper, guys. If you're not following, please give them a follow. There's also a community X page. Please make sure you join that. Make it a point to always go to their platform and look at tokens getting launched there. You know, deeper.fun is the website, right? DEEPR.fun. Pretty sure? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, so go check it out, guys. If you're thinking of launching something, make sure you hold some Deeper tokens, as you'll get an airdrop even from your own launch and stuff like that. So if you're looking to get in on the base chain right now, there's all kinds of rumors about a base airdrop coming out, launching their own layer one chain. So this is your chance to be part of something potentially crazy that I don't even know if Deeper knows how crazy it could be when you get crazy support from certain players out of nowhere. So, man, that opportunity for a massive sender is definitely right there with Deeper, let alone, the launch pad and tokens coming out of there. So I, for one, am super stoked. And every morning I wake up, log on and check the website and just to see what's going on. I look at tickers being created, all that fun stuff. So I'm eagerly waiting for the next one, baby.
Yeah, perfect. Keep an eye out, man. It's going really well. Going far. It's been a really great kind of launch period. People are interested in the tech, man. It's fun. Come check it out. Have a go. Launch your token. It's really cheap. It's like it's cents essentially to launch it.
On Ethereum, bro, that's free. Typically launching something on mainnet, even on certain EVM chains, you're gonna be at $5-10, probably more. So yeah, man, when you're paying a few cents to launch something and all that. My biggest, thing that I've been waiting for is I don't like just launching a ticker just to launch a ticker, right? So I've been like, okay, how do I want to do this? But I do want to include the Clutch Foundation somehow. So I'm just thinking about if I should just launch the Clutch Foundation on base and then wormhole it, so then I have the same token, just different chain. I'll get with you guys on that side, but that's going to be pretty dope to really, you know, potentially be part of something massive, which is that base airdrop, dude. The Deeper airdrop is tight, but dude, what if base launches their own layer one, and then they just do a massive reward for people like you guys and us that were early, that were part of it, and that were supporting the chain and all that fun stuff. So I like it, baby. We maxed out what we could get from Solana. $8, $300, right? We've been part of it all. So now base is pegged to Ethereum, understandably so. That's what it used to come out. But dude, base is working on its own identity. And I think that's the fun part for me, being an Ethereum hater, but a base lover. It's been a little, what is it, the lovers quorum there? So I'm just, trying to figure out, what's the best way to do it. And when I found out that base is potentially going to launch their own token, their own everything, oh man, you had me a hello Deeper.
Yeah, I think it's a good time to get involved